Welcome to another episode of Cooking with Island Boy Cuisine. Today, we're going to be making a roasted rack of lamb using our jerk seasoning, and then we're going to serve it with a little special something at the end.
So, to start off, we have to take off our membrane, right?
Exactly. Like with other rib, we did the pork rib the other day. You want to take off your membrane, and that's a little silver skin that's along the saddle back here. So we just go through and pick that all off quite nice and easy. See, it comes up.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And then it's not as smooth anymore. It's
right.
More.
It just makes for a nicer product at the end.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to be chewing on stuff.
And it's okay if you have a little membrane left, right?
Yeah, it's not the end of the world. So once you get your membrane off, you're going to be making your next step of seasoning. But before you season, one thing you have to remember is if you want it to look fancy like in the hotels, you want to, yeah, you have that special someone coming over, you want to take off the silver skin, and that way you'll get a proper French on it. All right? So you take our knife and you basically mark across there, and then you scrape that, and here comes the membrane. You just do that, and you peel it all the way back and off. You can see the difference once you pull that. You just take your knife and cut that.
So remember, when you're taking off your membrane, it's the shiny part.
Right.
So it's okay if you have a little membrane left, but what you don't want to have happen is, could you flip it over, please?
Yep.
So this white stuff right here, you don't want to take it off because it's actually our fat, and our fat gives us flavor.
That's right. That's right. So we're not going to take off all of them. This has been sitting out a while, and you can see that's why a lot of people refuse not to, or they don't mind having that little bit of stuff there. Like I said earlier, it's not the end of the world. So you just go ahead, you can use your knife and just scrape that off a bit. Right? And you'll see what it looks like when it's done. All right. All right. Okay. So once you have that done, we're going to get ready to score our meat. All right?
So why do we have to score?
We want to, if you notice on the front of the meat, there's that nice fat layer, the fat cap. We want to make sure that we have the seasoning penetrate that. Once the seasoning penetrates that, it adds flavor to the meat. The fat is good because it acts as a moisturizer and just kind of get it there and bring the flavors all together.
And our most important question, what's the difference between
Most important question.
before our sheep and our lamb?
Lamb, yeah, that's a good question. So a lamb is a baby sheep. Typically, they're a year or less, and so you find the meat is much more tender. So we want to make some nice X's across there. You don't want to go too deep into the meat. You don't want to score the meat too much. So while we do that, you see we have a little X shape there.
Yeah.
So
it's
like a checkerboard.
squares.
Yeah.
Without the other colors.
Right. So we're gonna get this bad boy seasoned up. You want to do the honors?
Sure. So when we're seasoning, we're gonna start off with some salt. You don't have to, but that's what we're gonna do.
Put salt on it. Don't be afraid of it. Put more.
Don't want one area too salty.
Right.
And we're also gonna do our side here.
Yeah, because you have a lot of meat there. You want to make sure you get it real good.
Yeah. And we're gonna make like little sticks today out of ours.
Yeah, we're going to be making chops, and they can do lollipop. They have different kinds. They have the lollipop, or they have the chops.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna call mine.
What? Lollipop chops. Now the fat that is here, that's all good. You want to make sure you're generous with your salt there.
You want to make sure it's nice and flavorful.
Right. Put some salt. Yeah, we'll put some more salt on there. You don't need to be afraid of it. Yeah.
And
because
it's okay if it's a little salty too.
Well, yeah, I was just going to say that because what's going to happen is while it's cooking, the fat is going to render out. And when the fat rendering out, guess what it's going to do? Take out some of that seasoning.
Ooh.
So you don't want to,
You don't want it too not salty.
Yeah, you want to make sure that you have some good flavors in there.
So now we're gonna put on some Worcestershire sauce.
Let's put this bad boy in there. Let me get this out of your way. Rub it on. Rub it real good.
Make sure you get in those cuts too. Wow, this is surprisingly working.
Yeah.
Very well.
Right. You put any in here? Yeah,
not
put
yet.
some in there.
Just wanted to make sure I did the top very nice too.
Yeah. Now the Worcestershire sauce acts as a nice base flavor. If you don't want to use jerk, you can just go straight with that. The Worcestershire sauce and
let's do our side too. Now.
yeah, you can put a little bit on. Yeah, that's going to give you some nice base flavors to start with.
It's okay if your hand's a little messy too.
Right. Okay, that's good.
Okay. And now for our jerk seasoning.
Right.
My hand's a little messy.
Yeah.
That's okay. We're using about 2 teaspoons.
2 teaspoons is what we're using today. You want to rub that on, get that good and well in there.
And you're about to see in a second how dark this comes out. So you get that nice color.
Yeah.
Let's do the top.
Yeah, Mom. Put it all, use that all in there. Yeah.
Make sure it gets in those cuts.
Right, the grooves. Yeah.
A little more.
Rub some on the side.
Yeah.
Whoever gets the end piece is going to be happy as a pig in mud. All right.
Okay. I think that's about pretty good, right?
Yeah, that's good. You can go ahead and get your hand cleaned up. So now you want to make sure with your meat like this, you can marinate it overnight. Of course, that would be best. However, if you are doing it for the same day, make sure you leave it out for a little bit. The salt and the jerk seasoning and the Worcestershire sauce itself combined, it'll prevent any bacteria or anything growing on there too quickly. So it's kind of like aging it at room temperature for a little bit. It will be good to go. The longer it sits, the better it is. Okay? So here, you can put this on back there for me, please. Mm-hmm. So here we have our lamb chop and nice golden color on it. We cooked it for about 25 minutes in the oven.
What temperature did you cook it at?
I went at 400 degrees.
Pretty hot.
Yeah. So we still have the remnants of the smoke alarm going off earlier.
Yeah.
So you can always make double chops, or you can make single chops. The single chops are commonly known as lollipop chops, and that's what Lizzie likes to
call them. Yeah.
Yeah. So
we can do. Are we gonna do double chops here?
Today we're gonna do double chops.
Okay.
Okay. So let's
Can't
do
wait
that.
to see this.
Yeah.
Those bones act as a good holder too.
Yeah, and see at 25 minutes, we actually had having a nice, perfect.
It looks nice.
Yeah. So.
Wow, I can't wait.
After it comes out of the oven, we let it sit for a while, so that way we can let the meat redistribute and it doesn't. All the juices won't weep out. You still have a little bit there, but for the most part, that's what you want to do.
We're gonna do a little construction over here.
Oh, Lizzie wanted a construction.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's kind of like
let it
a
stand
tent.
up. Ooh. Yeah, that's fine.
And then.
So we have some haricot vert, and what we're going to serve it with is a little bit of root vegetable. We'll sprinkle that around. If you want, you can do some sauce on there. That's good. You don't need a lot.
So if you weren't doing, since we're not doing the sauce, could you do a jerk sauce?
You could do a jerk sauce. Traditionally,
double jerk.
Yeah, Americans like to have mint commonly with it because of the strong flavor. Mm-hmm. So they get the sweet, tangy flavor coming through. Some people like to do horseradish, and that works as well. It's whatever you like. That's the important thing. Don't let anybody fool you. If you want to have syrup with it, it's your business. Okay? So, time to taste. You want to taste?
Yes, please.
Oh, yes. Of course.
I'm gonna come over here so it doesn't drip too much.
All right. How's good?
It's nice and tender.
Yeah.
Easy to bite into.
Nice. And you see that fat in there, that marbling? Well, allows the juice to get in there.
You can just rip it.
Yeah.
You like it?
Mm-hmm. The salt comes through nicely.
Doesn't take too long.
No,
either.
the jerk is fabulous on it. Thank you very much for joining us today. We hope to see you on our next one. And remember to like,
share,
follow,
and subscribe.
That's right. See us on Island Boy Cuisines for your orders. Have a great weekend.
Bye.
Bye-bye.